Hey y'all, Aubrey here reporting for duty from r/IDontWorkHereLady. I've got a doozy of a story that just happened and let me tell you it's ripe for the telling. So grab your drink of choice, pull up a chair and settle in. Okay, so picture this. My dad and I have this place and honestly the garden is our pride and joy. We've got this huge spread front and back overflowing with everything. We're talking figs, blackberries, roses, so many roses, and just gorgeous flowering plants all year round. Seriously, it's the garden the neighbors wish they had. I was out front just enjoying a beautiful afternoon, watering the plants. You know, the usual. I was wearing a simple dress, nothing that screams gardener, just comfy clothes for being outside. The sun was warm, the air smelled like roses, it was perfect. Then this fancy car pulls up. Not just any car, but like really fancy right in front of our place, and out steps this woman. She looked like she was dressed for brunch at the most exclusive country club, perfect hair, expensive clothes, the works. Her husband and a couple of kids were still in the car, staring out the window. I didn't really pay much mind, just kept doing my thing. But then she focuses on me, and I mean focuses. She's got this intense look like she's evaluating me or something. My first thought was, oh great, someone wants gardening tips. Happens sometimes, but nope. She bypasses all pleasantries, completely ignores the fact that I'm standing in my garden and just shouts at me clear as day, how much do you cost? I swear my watering can almost dropped. Cost? I must have looked like a deer in headlights. I wasn't wearing a uniform, I was in a dress in my own yard, my brain just short-circuited. I think I stammered something back like, cost for what? She huffed, clearly annoyed I wasn't immediately giving her a price list. Your gardening services, how much do you charge by the hour? Now I was just plain confused and honestly starting to get a little annoyed. I gestured around. My gardening services, lady, I'm just watering my garden. This is my house. Big mistake, telling a Karen they're wrong rarely goes over well. Her face just changed. Went from entitled expectation to full-blown fury in about 2 seconds flat. She slammed her car door shut. You could practically feel the aggression radiating off her and started marching towards me. Don't lie to me, she spat. This garden is too well kept for someone like you just to be watering it. How much is it, or are you trying to rip me off? Okay, now I was pissed. I'm not lying, this is my property, I live here and I'm watering my own damn plants. We were yelling now, voices rising, attracting attention like a siren. Heads started popping up over fences, neighbors peeked out their doors. And then the front door of our house opened. My dad stepped out, probably wondering what all the racket was. He saw me, saw this woman in his yard shouting at me, and his face just hardened. He strode over, didn't even pause. All right, that's enough, he boomed, his voice carrying authority. To the woman, he just said, low and dangerous, you need to get off my property, right now, piss off. It was amazing. The transformation was instantaneous. This woman, who was just moments ago red-faced and aggressive towards me, visibly shrank, like someone had let the air out of a balloon. My dad's a big guy, and when he's mad, you know it. She didn't say another word, just spun around, practically scrambled back to her fancy car, yanked the door open and dove inside. As she peeled away from the curb like a bat out of hell, I couldn't help myself. I flipped her the bird. And you know what? My dad, standing right beside me, mirrored the gesture. I caught a glimpse of her husband's face as they sped off. He looked like he was about to spontaneously combust with embarrassment or fear. We just stood there for a second, me and my dad, laughing. It was so absurd. I mean, who does that? But hey, another day, another wild encounter on the front lines of I Don't Work Here. Sometimes you just gotta give him the double bird salute and watch him go. What a day.
All right, Reddit, listen up, because I just had one of those days that makes you want to shake your head, then smile, and then maybe hope someone stubs their toe. This isn't your typical, they thought I worked here story, but it's definitely a case of the person who does work here sucks, and I don't, but I helped anyway. So picture this, I'm Astrid, and I'm in my happy place, the arts and crafts store. Not just any store, my favorite one. I was deep in the embroidery floss aisle, practically humming with creative potential, sifting through a rainbow of DMC colors for a new project. You know the vibe, that quiet hum of possibility. Suddenly, a voice, soft but clear, cut through my creative trance. "Excuse me, could you help me find some yarn?" I looked up. The voice belonged to an elderly woman, leaning gently on a white cane. She was addressing an actual employee, a guy probably in his early 20s, standing not 3 feet away, meticulously folding a display of felt. He was wearing the store's signature navy blue polo with the little embroidered logo. No doubt about it, he was on the clock. The woman repeated, a touch more hesitantly, "Sir, I need some specific yarn. Could you point me to the right section?" Now I expected him to, do his job. Instead, he barely glanced up. "Yarn's over there," he mumbled, a flick of his wrist vaguely towards the back of the store, and went right back to his felt. No eye contact, no offer to walk her over, just a dismissive grunt. My blood actually boiled a little. The woman looked utterly deflated, her shoulders slumping. She stood there for a beat, probably trying to orient herself, her white cane tapping the linoleum floor with a soft, uncertain rhythm. My heart just ached for her. She didn't give up, though. She squared her shoulders, took a deep breath, and started tapping her cane again, slowly, in my general direction. "Excuse me, ma'am," she said, her voice a little brighter this time. "I'm so sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for some specific colors of yarn for a baby blanket, and I'm having a terrible time locating the section or finding someone to help." I immediately put down my floss. "Oh, honey, it's absolutely no bother at all." I stepped forward, making sure my voice was clear and friendly. "I heard that guy. Don't you worry. I'd be more than happy to help you. I spend half my life in this store anyway. I know it like the back of my hand." A relieved smile spread across her face. "Oh, thank you so much. That would be a lifesaver. I'm making a blanket for my great-grandbaby, and I really need a soft pastel yellow, a light sage green, and a dusty rose pink." "Say no more," I chirped, feeling a burst of warmth. "The yarn section is practically my second home. Let's go find those perfect colors." I gently took her arm, offering a steady guide. "It's just this way, past the glitter and the ceramic paints. Watch out for a rogue sequin display, almost took me out last week." She chuckled, and the tension seemed to melt from her. As we navigated the aisles, I described everything. "We're passing the paper crafts now, all sorts of pretty patterned cardstock now. We're entering the fabric section, lots of fleece and cotton. Almost there. Here we are, the glorious wall of yarn." She squeezed my arm. "Oh, wonderful, I can smell the wool from here." Together, we started our hunt. I'd pick up skeins describing the shades. "Okay, here's a sunny yellow, really bright, and this one, it's a soft lemon, almost creamy. Is that closer to what you had in mind?" "Yes, that sounds lovely," she'd confirm, and I'd carefully place it in her shopping basket. "Now for the green," she'd prompt, something muted like a spring leaf after the rain. And I'd sift through the greens, pulling out a soft sage, a gentle mint. Until she found the one. It took a while, a pleasant half-hour of describing textures, shades, and even debating the merits of acrylic versus merino wool. It was actually really fun. We chatted about her great-grandbaby, her knitting projects, and my own creative endeavors. Finally, her basket was full of carefully chosen yarn. As we headed to the registers, she stopped me. "You know," she said, pulling a small chocolate bar from her purse, "my husband dropped me off here and went to the hardware store for some screws. This was my grand mission while he was gone. Please, take this. It's a small thank you for being so incredibly kind." I was touched. "Oh, you really don't have to. It was my pleasure." But she insisted, pressing the chocolate into my hand. At checkout, we wished each other well. "I hope the blanket turns out absolutely beautiful for your great-grandbaby," I told her sincerely. "I know it will now, thanks to you," she said, a genuine smile radiating from her face. Walking out of the store, munching on my unexpected chocolate bar, I couldn't help but think about that employee. The one who couldn't be bothered to help a sweet, visually impaired woman find yarn for her great-grandbaby's blanket. I honestly hoped he'd stub his big toe, hard, every single day for a month. Maybe then he'd remember that a little kindness goes a long way, especially when it's literally part of your job description. Anyway, folks, that's my tale. Just a reminder that sometimes it's not about wearing the uniform, it's about having a little human decency. And sometimes those of us who don't work there end up doing a better job than the ones who do. Keep being awesome to each other, Reddit.
If you liked this video, you'll want to check this one out next.